Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am back with another review. This review is for Love and Hip Hop Miami Season 5, Episode 3. So if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you know every time I upload a new video. So much went down in this episode, so let's just get right into this review. So at the very beginning of this episode, Florence is talking about how excited she is this season because she has a song coming out with Trina. And right now she's really trying to focus on her career while she's going through a divorce with her soon-to-be ex-husband Marlon. Now we know that Marlon did a lot of bullshit in their marriage from what we were able to see. Not only did he have a baby behind her back, allegedly, but he also had an affair with her sister, which is completely unforgivable. I don't even know how Flo is able to be cool with her sister after that, because I wouldn't want to talk to my sister either. I would divorce him and I would cut my sister off because that's just crossing the line. Now, she is having a conversation in this episode with her mother, and her mother is completely against Flo getting a divorce from Marlon. She feels like they should stay together no matter what happens in their marriage, because that's what she did when she was married to Flo's father. Now, I don't agree with Flo's mom at all. She was trying to convince her to stay with Marlon because that's what's best for the children. And I don't agree with that either, because a lot of people grow up and they say that they could see and sense the tension between their parents, and it really affected how they deal with relationships in their life as an adult. And so I don't think that that was good advice to try to get Flo to stay in a marriage with Marlon just for the children. It's not healthy for her or the kids. And I just don't understand why her mom would want her to stay in an unhealthy marriage. I can understand that her mom is from a different generation and she was raised a certain type of way, but Flo is old enough to make her own decisions, and I think she's making the right one. Now, I don't understand how she could be cool with her sister after, her and her husband had an affair, but that's what she decided to do, and so she likes it. I love it. Now, she ends up having a conversation with her sister in this episode, and she tells her that even though she's still going through the divorce with Marlon, she has been seeing somebody new, and she doesn't want to tell her sister who it is, which I don't even blame her. Shay and Gunplay are having a lot of drama in their life right now. Not only do they have to keep dealing with the fact that their daughter has to go in and out of the hospital all the time, but they're also dealing with drama on social media because I guess DJ Envy used the fact that they made a GoFundMe for their daughter's medical expenses as a joke on his show, and now they're getting a lot of negative comments on social media. Shay is reading all these negative comments and she's letting it get to her head because she sees people calling her a scammer, and she says that she's not a scammer and she doesn't like to be referred to as that, especially because what she's in school to become. Now, she did say that she's upset that people are referring to them as scammers just because they wanted some help with their daughter's medical expenses. And basically they're being called scammers because people can see them posting on social media with all these extravagant cars, jewelry, purses, and so people are confused as to why they need a GoFundMe if they're able to pay for all this other stuff. And so she's really upset about the comments, but Gunplay doesn't seem upset enough to Shay, and so she's getting pissed off at him because she feels like he's not taking the situation seriously. Now, Gunplay says that he has to be calm about the situation because if he would handle the situation the way he used to handle things, then he would probably end up back in jail. Listen, I don't really like talking about Gunplay because I know what happened, and he recently just got arrested for a situation with his daughter and Shay. So really, I don't want to talk about him, but I'm talking about him just for the sake of reviewing the episode. I can understand that it's kind of a shock to Shay's system that she's a 24-year-old girl and she's in the spotlight now, and now everything she does is going to be under scrutiny. People are going to be in the comment section saying all types of crazy stuff, but she does really have to not let it get to her so much because it's really going to stress her out. Like, she's looked extremely stressed out this entire season so far, and I just feel like she had no business getting into this relationship with Gunplay. He's a lot older than she is. She was trying to get her career together. She was trying to go to school. And then this man who's older than her and doesn't really have his life together gets her pregnant and marries her. And now she has all this drama to deal with. On top of that, he just got arrested last week for an incident that took place at their home. So I just feel like this whole situation has done a lot to her. And I hope that she listens to her mother next time, because in the previous episode, her mother was saying that she didn't like Gunplay, and apparently she wrote a 3-page letter to him on why she didn't want him being with her daughter. Listen, Ray J and Princess's relationship really does confuse me sometimes, because one minute it says that the two of them are getting a divorce and there's a lot of drama going on with the two of them on the blogs, and then the next thing you know, it says that the two of them are calling their divorce off. And right now they're having a lot of issues in their relationship because they ended up moving to Las Vegas to try to work their relationship out. And now that they've been in Las Vegas, Ray J feels like their relationship has gotten worse and they became more distant from each other, because ever since they've been in Vegas, Princess apparently has gained a really huge gambling problem. All she wants to do is be at the casino playing poker, and this is really pissing off Ray J, not just because he feels like she's neglecting him, but also because she's spending up a lot of money according to him. Now, he did tell Princess in the previous episode that he wants to move back to Miami, and Princess said that she didn't want to move back. Now, because Princess didn't end up showing up to Miami with Ray J like she was supposed to, Ray J ends up meeting up with Gunplay, Trick, and Safari, and he tells them everything that's going on in his relationship with Princess. Now, Safari ends up jumping into the conversation, telling Ray J that he can give him relationship advice because he's a relationship kind of guy. He likes to be booed up, and he's not for the streets. And I was thinking to myself that Safari has got to be trolling right now, because there's no way this guy is saying that he's not for the streets and he's a relationship kind of guy. Why would he get into relationships with women and then go cheat on them, and the woman gets hurt and she has to deal with the problems that he's causing in her life because he claims he wants to be in a relationship but still wants to act like he's single? And I don't have respect for anybody like that, because if you really want to be in a relationship, you shouldn't be cheating on somebody. If you know that you're going to cheat, or you know that you still want to cheat and mess around with other people, then don't get into a relationship, because then somebody else has to get their feelings hurt because you want to play games with people. So I don't understand why he thought that it was okay for him to jump into the conversation trying to give somebody some advice. Ray J was being kind of manipulative when it came to Princess in this episode, because he sat there and showered her with all these roses when she ended up showing up in Miami finally, and he ended up making her dinner and having this whole nice setup for the two of them to have a little date. And to me, he was doing that because he's trying to get her to want to move back to Miami, because when they're in Vegas, she has stuff to do outside of sitting around waiting for him all day while he's running the streets. And if he moves her back to Miami, she'll be back in the house waiting around for him once again, which is what it seems like he wants. Now, I could be wrong, but that's just what I'm seeing from this whole situation. He ends up pulling out a pack of cards while the two of them are having a conversation, and he tells her that he wants to play a poker game to see who wins, because whoever wins gets to decide whether they stay in Las Vegas or whether they move back to Miami. Now, Princess does end up winning the game, even though I don't think that they were really playing poker the way they were supposed to. But she ended up winning the game, and he still told her that he wants to move away from Las Vegas into Miami so that the two of them could really work on their relationship. But Princess told him that she's tired of him moving her from city to city to city so that they can work on their relationship when nothing ever changes. Honestly, I just feel like he wants to get her out of Las Vegas because he's tired of her not paying any attention to him. He's tired of being the person sitting around wondering where his wife is at while he's sitting at home with the kids, even though that's exactly what she was doing. And now that the tables have turned, he doesn't like it. And so now he wants to get her out of that situation and be where he wants her to be at so that she could be on his time again. That's just what I'm seeing from this whole situation. And that's exactly what Princess ended up telling him. She said that she got tired of telling him that she wanted to spend time together, and she was tired of sitting in the house waiting around for him to finally come home. So she finally found something outside of him that makes her happy. And now that she found something else that makes her happy, now he's upset and he wants to pull her away from it. Now, she did tell him that she can see that he's trying to make changes, and so she did end up agreeing to move back to Miami. But I honestly hope that he's not just being manipulative with Princess and that he really does want to work things out and be better, because they keep going through this whole situation where one minute they're getting a divorce and then the next minute they're getting back together again, and it's like a really toxic cycle. So either they're going to get it right or they need to just get a divorce. So it's the night of the Magic Monday event, and Trina's ex-fiance ends up showing up out of nowhere with flowers for her, and she does accept the flowers and she does greet him. She was really friendly to him. She wasn't rude, and he ends up telling her that he wants to go outside to have a conversation, and you can tell that she really didn't want to talk because she felt like they said everything they needed to say to each other when they broke up. But now he wants to have a conversation again, and he ends up telling her that he loves her and he wants to get back together. Now, while she's in the middle of trying to respond to him, he ends up cutting her off and asking her if she loves him too. And I feel like she was getting annoyed by him asking her that question, because it wasn't that she didn't love him. It was just that she just didn't feel like the relationship was right for her anymore. And so she ends up kind of getting a little bit annoyed with him. And she tells him that ever since her niece passed away, she just wanted to reevaluate her life and do what makes her happy. And she doesn't want to be tied down to anybody. And then she tells him that she knows exactly what he's trying to do. And in my mind, that means that she feels like he was trying to be manipulative in this situation. And so he ends up walking away from her. Now, I feel like he got all the closure that he needed after that conversation with Trina. And now he needs to just let it go, because it's clear that she doesn't want to be in a relationship with him. Bobby seems to be really bored this season, because he's been in everybody else's business so far, and it was no different in this episode, because he ends up having a conversation with Joy, and they're talking about Magic Mondays, and Joy is talking about how much she enjoys hosting it with Marlon, who is Flo's soon-to-be ex-husband. And Bobby notices that, Joy is getting a little bit too giddy when she talks about Marlon, and so now he's wondering if something's going on between the two of them, and so he decides to ask her. Now, she says that there's nothing going on between the two of them, but that she is interested in him, and she thinks that he's attractive, and that the two of them are very flirtatious with each other. Now, I do agree with Bobby when he told Joy that she should not get involved with this man. He has a really bad reputation. Not only did he have a baby on his soon-to-be ex-wife, but he also had an affair with her sister. So why would you want to get involved with a man like that? And so I don't even understand why Joy is even entertaining Marlon at this point. She's just asking to be involved in some drama, and she's asking to get hurt. So at the very end of this episode, Joy is feeling really uncomfortable at this Magic Monday event, because Trina's there with Flo, because obviously they have a song that they're releasing together, and so they're there to celebrate. And then on top of that, Marlon, who is Flo's soon-to-be ex-husband, is also there, who Joy has been very flirtatious with. So now she's feeling like she's in a very uncomfortable situation. Now, Marlon ends up showing up, and he has flowers in his hand, and Flo immediately thinks that he's bringing the flowers for her because he's trying to keep her from divorcing him. And so she sees him walking with the flowers, and she thinks he's coming up to her, but he ends up handing the flowers to Joy. Now, when Flo sees this, she gets extremely pissed off, not because she wants to be with him, but because she feels like he's purposely giving these flowers to Joy in front of her, because he wants to embarrass her in front of everybody. And so she gets so pissed off that she walks up to him, and she takes her drink and she dumps it on his head, and then she snatches the flowers and she tosses them. And there's so much drama going on at this event at this point. Trina wants Marlon and all his people to leave, and she gets really pissed off at Joy because she doesn't want Joy getting involved with this man, because he has a really bad reputation, and she feels like he needs to get whatever he needs to get settled with Flo before he tries to get involved with Joy. So those are my thoughts on this week's episode of Love and Hip Hop Miami. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button for me. I appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos, and hit the notification bell so that you know every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed to my channel. I appreciate you all. And until next time, I will talk to you guys in my next video.